Hello everybody, I'm Joe Wicks, the body coach, and this is how I build my body. Let's go. Exercise number 1, in my opinion, is the king of upper body moves. It's the wide grip pull-up. I tend to do sort of 10 to 15 reps. It is a quite advanced exercise, but you work so many muscles, gives you a good shape, builds your arms, your back, your lats. So, I tend to do a wide grip, and I will aim to do 10 reps, maybe 10 to 15, feet crossed over, and I try and do strict reps. I'm not kipping, I'm really gonna do a nice, slow, controlled rep, chin above the bar, slowly lowering yourself. And again, if this is too difficult, you can almost use some bands, reduce the resistance, make it a little bit easier, but it really is a great exercise to build shape and strength in the upper body. Okay, next up, one of my favourite bodyweight moves, military style press-ups. Now the aim here is to have a narrow position with the hands. So rather than bringing the elbows nice and wide and sort of flaring out, it's elbows tucked into the body. So one thing you want to do with these military style push-ups is to really engage your core, make sure you're coming up in a nice straight line. So keep your abs tight, and you want to tuck those elbows in. Try and lower yourself, chest to floor, and from there we keep the abs tight, engage everything, and press up nice and straight. So really straighten the arms out. So chest to floor, full extension, and try not to let your elbows, they will start to flare out as you get tired like this. Really think about tucking them in, and almost brushing past the side of your body. That's where you're going to really feel those triceps kick in. If you find that difficult, you can do the same thing, dropping the knees to the floor, and you do exactly the same move. The aim is to get chest to floor, full extension. You're going to really feel this in the chest and triceps. Next move, one of my favourite lower body exercises, is the kettlebell front squat. So you need one kettlebell in each hand, rack them up nice and high, and what we're going to do here is lower ourselves as if we're sitting into a chair, keeping that back straight, drive through the heels, and stand up tall. Now, you might find this quite challenging if you haven't got the mobility. Obviously, if you can't do a front squat, focus on a back squat, but for me, I do think it loads the quads and just feels more intense. You really get your core working as well. And I probably aim to do about 10 to 12 reps per set. So really control that movement on the way down, driving the knees out, heels into the floor, and push up. Right, next up, in my opinion, the hardest piece of cardio equipment in the world, called the air bike or assault bike. Essentially combine arms and legs just to absolutely rinse you out. I normally do sort of 20-second bursts, so I'll do a 20-second max effort, followed by a 40-second recovery, and I'll do that maybe 15, 20 times, and that will be an amazing cardio workout. You're going to be on the floor by the end of it. The aim here is to do short bursts. I'm talking like 20 seconds of max effort, just completely empty the tank, then you recover, maybe a 40-second recovery period, catch your breath, and go again. Next up, another great lower body exercise. One of my favourites is reverse dumbbell lunges. So one dumbbell in each hand, start at the front of the mat, feet together, hanging those dumbbells down by your side, like shoulders back, chest up, and then we're going to step one leg back, bending those knees, centre and alternate. So it's left and right, alternating reverse lunges. Most important thing is to really keep a nice straight back, trying to drop that back knee down towards the ground and drive through the heel of the front foot. I'll normally do sort of 10 reps on each leg, have a little rest, and do maybe 3 or 4 sets of these. Now the final move in my sequence is a mobility hip opening exercise, which for me has completely changed the way I move my body. I had an injury for so many years, and by doing this pigeon pose, it's really opened up my hips, my glutes feel better, I'm exercising, I'm moving better. So for me, mobility has become a really important part of my training. But essentially, you're going to put right knee on the floor behind you, and we're going to start to drop this left knee down towards the ground. Now the aim is to keep a 90-degree angle in this front leg and drive the heel and knee into the ground. This really opens up. I mean, your hip flexors here is getting a stretch, but your left glute and all those muscles in your deep in your hip are really getting worked on. So the aim is to kind of lean over, weight comes over that knee, and drive this foot and knee into the ground, create some rotation in that hip. And then if that's too difficult, you can sort of do an adjustment where you're in a kind of 90-90 position, where both knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Your squats and your lunges are going to improve as your hip flexibility and mobility, range of motion of that joint increase. As I'm getting older as well, using mobility as a way of optimising my training, but making sure that I recover better and that I can really continue to train as hard as I want whilst having the movement and not being injured. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed my little routine. I've given you a few new ideas for your workouts. If you want to see more great fitness content, don't forget to subscribe to Men's Health UK. And that right there was how I build my body.